Friends, viewers, fellow weebs, I'm just gonna get straight right to it. This episode was freaking awesome! And last week, oh man, we're back on track. This duel with Go and Creepy Doctor Dude was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I don't even know where to begin, so first up, visually. I'm loving the new look, like this brighter, more colorful thing. The red and yellow sky, I think, adds to a nice backdrop for the duels. Maybe this was just done for Go. I hope it wasn't. I much prefer it as opposed to just dark gray metal color. You're in the internet. Do something a little interesting. But it's so hard. Like, the duel itself is great. Like, it's sort of like what I was saying about the Aoi duel from a couple weeks ago, is that Go is using his deck the way it's to be used with cards that, for the most part, make sense for him to use. There's a lot of fundamentals for Yugioh. Adding, recycling, using your card effects to the fullest. None of this, I just magically pull cards out of my ass. Everything he used here made sense, and he used actual strategy. And not only that, the villains deck. Oh man, these things were creepy, especially his two link monsters. Like the one with the sheep head, it was legitimately just kind of unnerving to look at. Like, it was actually just a lot of fun. And on top of that, I love Go's duel. When he started with the mask and everything, and he's like, I'm a heel or whatever, I thought, oh no, this is where everything goes too cheesy and I can't take it seriously. But honestly, it was working for me the whole time, because we know that Go believes in entertainment. We know that he believes that not only should he beat the bad guy, but he needs to set an example. He knows that he understands the weight of the situation, and he has to sort of deal with it the only way he knows how, and the way he knows how is to sort of annoy the opponent, get under his skin, and show that he's bigger than you, he's braver than you. In a duel, physicality doesn't matter. So figuring out a way to use the visual style or visuals to sort of help a situation works really well. Making it that the big, intimidating guy is not only just big and intimidating because of physical, but because he thinks he's on so much more of a level than you that he could turn the whole duel into a theatrical performance and not make it look silly is really good. And it's a great way to show Go's growth. Like, he started off as, and I think I said this before, but you know, it's nice to see that he's gone from being this caring but still very sort of arrogant and full of himself person, and using this sort of great visual metaphor of he kind of needed to go into maybe a bit of a darker direction, consider darker options, only to come out a better man and a stronger man, I think is really good. Showing the evolution of his dueling, showing how he's changed over the course of the whole series. I really liked that, because it's something you kind of just want out of your characters, as opposed to a kind of blank, pointless protagonist. I really quite dug this a lot. The duel's a ton of fun. Go's arc, I almost can't help but feel that there's a very meta message here going on with Go. Maybe even a message about Yu-Gi-Oh! Or shonens as a genre, like the whole concept of starting off very simplistic and maybe getting too complicated and too dark for your own good, and then figuring out a way to sort of combine the two. That, in a lot of ways, is kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! As a franchise, and I really dug it. I know I'm saying this a lot. I just had fun with this. It's just one of those duels where it kind of just gets your blood pumping. Was it the most serious duel in the world? Not really. Was it overly necessary? Probably not, but it was just worth it just to sort of get you reinvigorated and back in the series. Like, up until now, a lot of these duels have been kind of depressing. So, getting just a fun, good versus bad guy one, and the bad guy too. This guy's whole sort of, I've said it before, I said it in Arc 5, I love villains who have sort of this sort of science-y, neurological type thing to them. There's just something creepy about this guy. Like, he's just gonna take everyone's DNA and make the ultimate being. Maybe that's a sort of an insight into where the Hanoi subplot is going. I don't know, but it's cool, and I love seeing this guy get his ass kicked. And then the second half of the episode, when I saw it was going to change gears like that, I was kind of like, oh, this is sort of weird. I'm so glad they did it. 25 minutes of what was the next 15 minutes of this might have gotten old. So really sort of putting it in here fit, and I thought it made sense too, because from an overall story perspective, what these past couple of episodes have been showing is showing that Playmaker is not alone. The events that we've been watching thus far have had an impact, and at the very least, that impact is it's making two people want to want to call to arms, want to join in the fight and help save the day. And this is greatly represented with Aoi too. Remember, Go can just join whenever he wants. Go doesn't have any responsibilities, he doesn't have obligations, he doesn't really have anyone to lose. I mean, obviously he has all the orphans and stuff, but for the most part, Go's his own man. Same with Yusaku. Aoi is different. Aoi, even though she had a very sad childhood just like the other two, she is different in the sense that she kind of has a normal life. She has a normal home and a normal school stuff and all that stuff. When I noticed she wasn't talking, I was thinking this could go one way or another. I am so glad it went the right way. Because when they show her get up from her desk, like, oh, she's going to join in and join with everybody. No, it sort of shows that it's not that easy. Like, they're not ignoring the weight of the situation. The problem with people getting turned into another's is still happening. And the thing is, I like that they had that one little line of, every time we cure somebody, the virus evolves. That's all I need. Like, just give me one line to just sort of get me involved with the context of the universe. And even sending the AIs after the Hanoi, could you have maybe done this earlier a bit? Yes, you probably should have. But I like the fact that it was shown. I like that it was addressed. I like you still seeing duelists get hurt. I like you see the one guy who's like, I'll join in too. It's just a card game. But then he's like, he's so intimidated, he bails out. It really does a good job of giving you the weight and gravity of the situation. They are, to all extensive purposes, killing people. But someone has to rise up, and simply put, two guys ain't doing it alone. They need a third person, a girl. But just in general, I sort of like that. It also does a good job of separating our heroes from the main people. Like, the thing is, we're following heroes who have seen this darkness and seen this fear and have chosen to stand up. They've said, we're going to make a difference because no one else can. And Aoi, wanting to do that, but also fearing for what her brother might think, or making him worry, maybe even a little afraid of what could happen to her if things go wrong. It adds that humanizing element. We always want to believe that in the event that all these scary, like when the world inevitably gets attacked by aliens or whatever, we always want to believe we're going to go in fighting, we're going to call to arms. I like that idea that there's someone who does have that innate desire, but is still just being held back just from normal people stuff. This is a very relatable conflict, and the fact that it's being shown through visuals, like when you see her in the club room, and she's just kind of like nodding off, the way she sort of looks, you just see like the gears in her brain as she just wonders what's the right thing to do. How do I help? How do I protect everybody? Should I help? Should I protect everybody? It's all just this 15-minute segment that says and does so much. And I like the fact it wasn't 25 minutes. I really did. Maybe I'm praising this a little too much, but I genuinely, wholeheartedly thought this was great. I really like the fact that we've gotten back on track, and we've improved on what's been going on. But what did you think? In the comments section below, give me your thoughts on all this. I don't want to say, do you think Aoi will go help? She's going to help, but how do you think they'll handle that? And as for the TCG question of the week, after Spirals took 30 spots out of like top 32 at YCS Dallas, especially when a lot of people were being like, nah, Magicians will still make a showing. Personal opinion, I'm kind of happy Magicians failed because, kind of like I said, Magicians kind of only work in a Magician-dominated tournament. So, if I'm going down, I'm taking everyone else with me. But a lot of people are saying that we need an emergency ban list after one tournament. Guys, calm down. Zodiac had 7 months. They're not going to let this happen. Or maybe they might. Personally, if I were me, considering how many people have gotten this deck, let everyone have a chance. Like, seriously, guys, I get it. You don't want to deal with Spirals at a regional. They can be outed. They can be dealt with. Just get over it and figure out how you're going to out this deck. Let the people who got the deck, let them have some fun with it. Personal opinion, I think we could see an emergency ban list, kind of like what they did with the Norden thing and the Pepe thing, just a smaller list just meant to sort of deal with some very specific issues. I think we could see that maybe after Christmas. Give the deck 3 months at full power. I think that's more than fair. You get 2 YCSs in the States, 1 YCS in Europe, and also by 3 months we'll all be I think at that point it's fair to be sick of it. But that's what I think. Do you think an emergency ban list should happen now? And what do you think you hit? Personal opinion, just hit quick fix. Like, that card is stupid. But as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.